and Kimberly Baker's here with one of her co-workers to tell us just about that. Kimberly, tell us why there's such an interest now in our reaching out from Clemson and trying to help these people who've got a great idea of some product they want to bring to the market.
Yes, there are a lot of people that want to sell their favorite recipes, or their families tell them that they need to go out and sell their recipe. And so we've decided that we need to be able to be there to help them decide who the regulatory authority is, and then also what food safety information they need to know and how to make sure that that food is safe for consumers.
So Adair, Hoover, what y'all are trying to do is, first of all, make it easier. I mean, it's so complicated. And so I think you're charged with, first of all, making sure that anything that does get put out there is going to be safe and nutritious and healthy for the consumer, but also to help people get through all these many steps. How much can you really help somebody who's got, oh, my grandmama made these artichoke pickles, and I know everybody would love to have some.
You're right, it is a lot of steps, and it can be really overwhelming for people. So we would kind of just start out by giving them the initial steps, which are to produce their food in a commercial kitchen, not in a home kitchen. They may need some product testing done. So if they want to sell it shelf stable, so it doesn't need refrigeration, yes, they may need to have it tested for pH or water activity, okay, which would allow it to be on the shelf stable. We help them, we send them a pack of information with label information, what they need on the label to meet the FDA guidelines.
And we know that's changed somewhat because y'all came down and talked about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we give them a big packet from the Department of Agriculture, the SCDA, that has their application to apply and all the information that they need to get started with SCDA.
So I could call you up and you might spend 2 years helping me get from start to finish.
Definitely. We're always there for our entrepreneurs. We're going to answer all the questions that they have for them.
So no question is too silly or too small?
It's not. We're there for them, and if we don't know that answer, we're going to find out.
Well, I think we're going to talk about one that kind of threw a little curve at you, because we're going to start off with Cricket Crunch, and that's not just a catchy name. Let's talk a little bit about this actual product.
Yes, this is a product that came out probably about a year and a half or so ago, mm-hmm, and it has crickets in it. And so we had never worked with any kind of product before that had any sort of insect in it. So we had to find out the regulations and, where can they source those crickets from so that they are edible.
And sure enough, they are. And if you stay tuned, you'll probably see some people trying out some Cricket Crunch. And next to it, we've got something that really sounds fun. And the name is so much fun because it's Nanorama. And so I guess this is this kind of like eating raisins or something? Tell me what this one's like, Adair.
It's a dehydrated fruit and nut product. It's a snack product. Very healthy. It's vegan, minimally processed.
Really?
So it's just a really healthy, and they're really good. People love them. They have some fun ingredients, ginger, some spicy ones, so they have really great ingredients.
So we know there's some fruity kind of roll-ups and things like that, but you're saying that this one actually has more actual fruit pulp and fiber in it to actually give you some positive benefits besides just making you feel like you have something good in your mouth.
A lot less sugar, I would say, would be the major difference
and then
there.
You was thinking about talking about things that were kind of spicy, so let's go on with this one now.
Yes, they've got some different flavors out. So there's a strawberry, and then there's one with ginger. So they have a lot of different snack products that can be really great for everyone's appetite.
And so this one's called this one is Snappy Ginger. And they've got a cute little phrase on it there that says, "Take back the snack." I think that's fun. And this was Rawberry Fields. That's a pretty clever. It's fun to me to see how clever some of our people are. They come up with really catchy names, don't they? Now, gosh, if it's South Carolina, pickles. And y'all, this is a new producer y'all are kind of still in the process with, I think.
Yes, she's very much in the beginning of getting her pickles on the market, and we've helped her through getting Better Process Control School, which is required for all acidified foods like pickles, salsas. And it's basically a canning class for industry. So home canning and canning for industry is very much different. So especially those at acidified foods, they have a special training class that they're required by the FDA to attend.
Oh, they are? And so y'all make that available to them?
We do. We have that at least annually. We have another one coming up in July.
Wonderful.
In Greenville.
Great. So if something's required, we're not just going to say, well, I'm sorry, it's required. You got to go somewhere and find it. You're actually going to provide it for them.
Yes, we do the best we can to provide everything that they need to really help them get started. So we provide them with that information, the testing, and all that regulatory information.
And then over here we've got, if it's South Carolina, not only will we have pickles, we will have barbecue.
Lots of barbecue.
This is one of the cleverest collections and packaging things I've seen in a long time.
It's great. This is one of our entrepreneurs that we've worked with a lot, Kyle Beasley, and he has his 5-pack here, different flavors for just about anything you would be making. You can have a different flavored sauce. So they're really good. We also are just starting to work with Charles Devine. He attended our food safety workshop in January, so he's just getting started. So we have his barbecue sauce here as well.
My goodness! And I think the Beasley one even has some unusual flavors. I think one was called, what was it?
He's an apple pie,
yeah,
he's an
barbecue
apple pie.
sauce. Now that is being creative when you have apple pie barbecue sauce. So his has already gotten to the point where he's got all the fancy labels and everything required. And then Mr. Devine's sauce, y'all have got him where he knows how to produce it, but y'all is trying to now help him get those final things that are necessary.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. And then if I have a glass of wine and I need a little something to crunch on, is somebody in South Carolina providing that for me?
Yes, the Sweetery makes these. They're sort of biscotti for wine and beers, so you can have a snack and they pair with your wine or your beer at night. Really good.
That really sounds fun, doesn't it? And what are some of the flavors that you've got with you tonight?
She has there's a chocolate flavor.
You can't go wrong with chocolate.
There's one that has some curry in it, which is really good.
Oh,
so they do some different types of.
So anything anybody wants would be there. And then we've got something that you said has a Clemson student connection to it.
That's right. This was a Clemson student. It's a granola, very natural ingredients, really fresh, really good. So he's on the market now as well.
Isn't that fun? And then this looks like something that I would like. It looks like one of those Mediterranean eggplant kind of dishes, and I don't see how that fits in with what we're doing here, so explain this to me.
Yes, that's great. This is a baba ganoush, and the producer of this also attended one of our workshops, and this is a little bit different because we think about all these products that we've already talked about are shelf-stable, where this one is actually a refrigerated product. So that usually means that we talk more about temperature control and keeping something cold versus what are the thermal processes or reducing the water activity of different foods. So we can work with people who are also producing frozen and refrigerated foods and what those steps are.
So really, almost anybody can get help with y'all.
Yes, they can.
Now, sometimes we go to little farmers markets, there's some sweet little person there who just brought some things from home, and I'll see a little sign that said produced under cottage industry or something like that. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, cottage foods are very popular right now in the farmers markets. In South Carolina, the cottage food law means that it's foods that can be produced at home that are non-potentially hazardous baked goods and any sugar-based candies. And those,
so fudge or...
chocolates aren't allowed in there.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep,
Okay.
it's amazing. It's more like the sugar-based candies, like the hard candies.
Okay.
And then any of our baked goods that we deem non-potentially hazardous.
Now, we've got what looks like a banana bread or something. Is that one that is going to fall under this, or are there some things that are kind of in gray areas?
Great question. Banana breads or other quick breads rarely meet the cottage food law exemption. And a lot of people think, well, it's a baked good, so why doesn't it? And so that's one of those kind of gray areas that we have to do some testing on. So if we're not sure if it's a yeast bread that we can be confident every time that it's going to meet the cottage food law.
Or a cake like this.
A cupcake, most all the time, unless they have some kind of filling or icing that might have something potentially hazardous in it, then we question that. Then we're going to do some testing on it to then be able to decide if it needs to go to the proper regulatory authority or it can fall under the cottage food law.
If I call Clemson HGIC and have a food question, I have a feeling that you might be someone who's going to help me.
I am. I answer all the calls at HGIC that are related to food safety. So if people have questions about selling food as well, they can certainly call me for that, and we can help them through the HGIC.
And of course, that's a very easy thing to find because you just Google Clemson HGIC and you get right there. But if you want it to be really, really fancy and have a website, I think that you have that tattooed inside your eyeball and can say it.
Yes, we do. The website is long, so you can just Google it as well and say Clemson Food2Market, or you can go to www.clemson.edu/extension/Food2Market.
Wow. Well, I feel like I need some nourishment after that, and so I am going to offer you a cricket.
I'll take one.
And here is a cricket, and we are going to actually enjoy this South Carolina certified food product.
Enjoy.
Cheers.